Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be filming a bump date today, and it's going to be a rather big one because I haven't actually filmed in about a month. And I have my maternity notes here with me so that I can sort of talk you through what's happened, because I've had a few scans and a couple of trips to the delivery suite, which you will know if you watch the vlogs. I realised that I very briefly covered those trips in the vlogs because I was kind of struggling with vlogging at the time, and I'm kind of getting back into it now. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you go and subscribe to my vlogging channel, because you can see all the ins and outs of what's going on pregnancy wise over there. I actually caught some Braxton Hicks on camera the other day. It was quite entertaining. Okay, so at 25 weeks and 4 days I had an appointment. I'm not sure if I spoke about this in the last video or not, but my uterus height was 26 centimeters, which is like a week bigger than it's supposed to be, which is perfectly fine within like the like if they charted it, it would be fine on the charts. And baby's heartbeat was 105 BPM, and my blood pressure was 116/60, which is perfectly fine. My pee was all clear. Anybody wants to know that. And I had to go to the day assessment unit later that week because basically I was having like an abundance of wetness down there. Hi, thank you. Okay. So, and they felt like contractions, so we just wanted to make sure that obviously I wasn't going into super early labour. Thankfully they did a swab for like to check if it was my waters that had broken, and to check if I was going to be going into labour any time in sort of like the next few days around then. And both of those came back negative, which is good. It's like a positive result because they came back negative, if that makes any sense. And the pain didn't really go away for, I think it was like 2 days. I was sort of in and out of that pain, and the leaking sort of got less, but apparently it's just I'm having a lot of discharge this pregnancy, which I'm not used to. Hello. So that was just what that was, and I basically had to wear a pad for a few days to sort of stop it being uncomfortable for me. Then I had a scan, which was a growth scan. Uh-oh. There you go. I don't want to put it back in there. There you go. Okay. So I had a growth scan at 27 weeks and 6 days. Baby's head circumference was 266 millimeters. Abdominal circumference 226 millimeters, and femur length was 52 millimeters. So that's all like average measurements, nothing concerning there. And the estimated fetal weight of baby then at 28 weeks was 2 pounds 7 ounces, which if you just think about that, it's like that big. I don't even and if you don't do pounds and ounces, that's 1,094 grams. And it says fetal heart activity is present, and he is head down, which he has been for like the past I think 5 weeks now. Uh-oh, did you break this? Xander's here in the room with me. He didn't want to hang out with Lee because Lee's tidy, so it's a bit boring for him. But yeah, Amniotic fluid looks normal, and the placenta is posterior and high, which is, oh dear, which is apparently like the best place that it can be. It's basically at the back, at the top, which means I get to feel all the lovely movements because it's not at the front, and it's not low down, so there's no risk that it could sort of get in baby's way or anything like that, which I think is the main reason that they worry if it's low. Zenda's saying hi as well. There you go. Back to appointments. Anybody else done this with their notes and just been like talking about what's happened? That's all. When I went to the hospital as well, there was another time I went because I went to the doctors thinking I had a chest infection. It wasn't a chest infection, it was just like a really bad cold or something. But my blood pressure was high and there was protein in my urine sample. So they sent me up there. And it was like the most awful car ride ever because I was in like the back of one of those little sports cars that basically you can just about squeeze a kid in the back of them. And we were stuck in this really awful traffic, so it took like 2 hours to get there when I could have just gone to the one around the corner, as it turned out. My doctor sent me to that one, that hospital. I don't know why, but basically they took down her name and said that if I was suggested to go to St Michael's again, to say that they do have a day assessment unit in the one by me, so I can go to that one, and then if the day assessment unit feels like I need to be seen in a more serious sort of manner or whatever, then they will send me up to St Michael's from that day assessment unit. But it's very confusing because of where I am in the pregnancy. I'm kind of too early to really be seen seriously, like serious things at the one local to me because they don't have the facilities. But for simple things like high blood pressure and protein in urine, I can be seen there. So yeah, basically the doctor got it wrong and I ended up on a 2-hour trip for nothing because when I got there my blood pressure was fine and the protein in the fresh urine sample was non-existent. And then I had a midwife appointment at 28 weeks and 3 days. My uterus height was 29 centimetres, head down, free, so he's not engaged. His fetal heart rate was 150 BPM. We discussed fetal movement and I said that yes, I've had lots of it. My blood pressure was 112/58 and P was all clear. I had to go up to St Michael's on a routine visit. It was for a consultant appointment where we discussed the risks of VBAC versus repeat C-section, like an elective section. I am currently aiming for a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after a cesarean. And she explained to me what would happen during like that process, because obviously they have to monitor me a bit more to make sure that baby's not getting distressed, because that can be a sign of the scar tearing, which is obviously the main risk. But I said yes, I would like that, and I am like 90%. So yeah, that's about it on appointments and things. At the consultant appointment, I haven't given all my stats and stuff. I was measuring 30 centimetres for my uterus height, still head down, still free, and I can't actually read a number here on the fetal heart rate, but it was normal. It was all fine there. Baby is now about the size of a cucumber, so about like this big, I think. How big are cucumbers? And is pretty much all developed apart from, I think, his lungs and a few other bits and bobs. But he's all proportionate, and it's just a matter of growing everything and finishing off those last few developy things that he needs to do. Like, if he came now, there'd be an issue because his lungs aren't fully developed, and things like that. So they still need to finish off doing their business. And he is still covered in the hair that, like, all babies are covered in inside the womb. And yeah, there's not much else to say really. I don't think that much is different now. Like I said, it's just a matter of growing and continuing development on most things, which I think it has been for a while now. I think most of the third trimester is just sort of finishing off the growing. And yeah, he's been moving loads. He's head down. At the moment he prefers my right side. I find him over that side a lot more at the moment, even though I sleep on my left side usually. And I feel like talking to him and singing to him, and he seems to kick in response to that. And he kicks a lot more when I have a cup of tea. So if I ever sort of get a bit worried about, like, is he moving enough, I'll have a cup of tea and he'll be like, kapow, 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 kapow. Me-wise, I've been having some, like, indigestion and lots of really bad Braxton Hicks and back pain, to the point where I literally couldn't stand up or walk anywhere until the contraction had finished, which was horrible because I was, like, in the middle of the street. Luckily it wasn't, like, busy or anything, it was just on the corner of a road on my way home, and I was very close to home when it got to that point. But yeah, I'm probably doing a little bit too much walking, because it's happening almost every night. Well, it's sort of like around 5-6 o'clock it will usually start if I've done lots of walking. If I don't do much walking, then it'll either be a lot less bad or it won't happen. So Lee's trying to make me rest, but I need to be out of the house. I just, especially with how nice the weather's been lately. The past couple of days it's been kind of dreary. I don't know what my lighting's actually like right now, but it's really cloudy and nasty outside. I might turn the light on actually. Yeah. I am managing. I feel very stretched and quite tired a lot of the time, and I've been going to the toilet a lot more. But I do have, I believe, hemorrhoids, but I've got some cream for it, so hopefully that'll help. Sorry if that's super gross. Again, I should really put a warning at the start of all these bump dates that I will mention gross stuff like pee and bums and poos. Kind of pregnancy / mum life, I guess. But I have got my things that I'm excited for and that made me smile and stuff, so I'm excited to share those with you. So thing number one that has made me smile is my new pyjamas, which I'm wearing right now. You'll see them in a bit when I show my bump. But these are from my hospital bag. I'm trying them on today and giving them a little test run, see how comfy they are. They are actually size 10 to 12, which I was concerned wouldn't fit me right now. Like, I thought it would fit me once the baby's born, but I wasn't sure about it because most of my jeans are size 14 that actually fit comfortably. I am bursting out of a lot of clothes at the moment. But yeah, these are for my hospital bag. And as is this sponge, it's like my third purchase for the hospital bag. It's actually a baby sponge. It came in a pack of 2, so I'm using one with Sander and one for my hospital bag. And then these pyjamas will go in the hospital bag, and I've got some like ultra sensitive special like newborn baby wipes which will go in the hospital bag, along with some cotton wool, because you're supposed to use cotton wool and water to start with, but I don't know how long I'll be in there. I might want to progress to wipes, but probably not straight away, as that's not recommended. But they are like essentially water wipes, so they're a lot gentler and like safer for newborns, and they're very, very delicate skin. But yeah, so that's what I'm excited about. We have some things for the hospital bag now, because I am 30 weeks and I still haven't got it packed, which was when I aimed to have it packed by. But we have pretty much everything else apart from a bath and some newborn nappies and like a rocker. We have a bouncy, like, you know, one of those chairs that bounce, and I think it vibrates as well. But I want an actual rocker, like rocking chair thing to put the baby in so it swings. Yeah, baby swing. That's what I'm on about. I'm just trying to think, and I can't even. Pregnancy brain. Yay. And I'm also really happy because I'm planning some parties, and I do love to plan parties. If you don't know me, then yeah, I'm a planner. Even if I don't get to see all those things through, I like to have them planned out, and like maybe in the future we can do them. But yeah, things I am excited for and nervous about. Obviously, meeting the baby for the first time is a big, exciting one, and having rid of these pains when the baby does eventually come. And seeing Xander as a big brother, I think that's something that I'm really, really excited for, because he's been so caring to me, like while I've been having the pains and stuff and I've had to come up to bed, he's come up, climbed onto the bed and given me like kisses on my nose and my forehead and cuddles, and he's like stroked my belly and given belly kisses and stuff, and I just can't wait to see him in that sort of caring way towards Ezra. And yeah, I mean, I've seen Ellie in a caring way because obviously she's big sister already, but it would be nice to see how she handles two brothers and like how she handles a baby now that she's going to be 5 by the time baby gets here. But yeah, and something I'm nervous about is the fact that the 2 consultants I've seen have had very different approaches as to when they think this baby will come. The first one I saw was sort of like laughing at the thought that this baby might come like after 37 weeks, and said that they'll see me at 36 weeks if the baby wasn't there already. So it was reassuring. But this most recent consultant that I've seen was talking about risks to if they have to induce me past 40 weeks, and she didn't sound like she thought that I would come after 40 weeks or anything, but she didn't seem really concerned that I'd be early. So I don't know. It would be nice to have a definite date, or like a definite like week that the baby will come, but pregnancy and childbirth doesn't work that way, so I'm just going to have to be as prepared as I can, as early as I can, and wait and see. But yeah, that's making me nervous. And also there's going to be this big adjustment period, because when the baby comes, be it September or very start of October, if he comes like the week of his due date, Ellie will have just started school, and like if it is toward the end of September, start of October, then that will be when she first starts going like every day full days. So that adjustment period of Ellie starting school, and fingers crossed Ellie will have a full-time job by the end of the month. So that will have sort of just started around that time anyway. Like, we'll still be probably adjusting to that, or just have adjusted to that and then suddenly be adjusting to Ellie starting school, and then suddenly adjusting to having a third child. And it's all gonna be just this massive like 3 or 4 month adjustment period, and that's kind of scary because change in general is scary. The noisy one coming up the stairs right now is possibly starting nursery like a couple days a week. Hello. Wanna come up? Wanna come up? No? Okay. Yeah. So more adjustment, more change. Which, you know, I know that it's going to be good and it's all positive change. None of it's really negative change. But it's still a lot of change all in like relatively short space of time. And that does make me nervous. But I'm sure we will deal with it and find a way to adjust to it. And I think that is about it for the update. So I will zoom the camera out now and show you my bump. So here is Bump, covered from the front and the other side. And also these are my pajamas, look. And these. And this is Bump uncovered from the front. One side. And the other side. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any future bump dates. And somewhere in the next 3 months there will be a baby, and there will be baby updates, and also Ellie's 5-year update is coming just around the corner. It will be this month or the very start of next month, and I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do it. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment if you have any experience with anything that I've mentioned in this video, or any suggestions on future videos that I should do. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!